Did you know these amazing facts about Rolex? Why are they so expensive? We all have heard about the brand Rolex at least once in our life. So many people flex with those, and the main reason behind that is because any product from Rolex is worth a lot. Not everyone can afford these watches. Now, as to why they are so expensive, we'll be going deeper into that in just a little bit. First, we're going to discover some amazing facts about Rolex. So let us get going! Number 7. Rolex does not have a meaning. The name Rolex does not hold any special meaning to it. The other founder, Hans Wolfdor, wished to choose a name that was not too complicated to pronounce and something resonant. He insisted that the pronunciations of the brand should be easy for anyone to say, even for people of various languages. He wanted to do something short and something that fit well when embedded on a watch of any design and color. He felt that the 5-letter word was a perfect fit. And then one fine morning, history made itself. It was simple as that, no? Number 6. The brand was born in London, not in Switzerland. There are many reasons why this move took place, but the first one was due to the significant cut down on taxes in Geneva at that time. When the business was just its initial stages, the 24-year-old, accompanied by his brother-in-law, imported pieces individually. They put these pieces together, and after a while, they decided that the time was right to produce the pieces themselves. Although the business started in 1905, the official move was made in 1919. This was because of the rise in war taxes regarding importing the pieces. Switzerland made itself useful to this pair since it gave them skilled labor along with the neutral positions it held at the time. Number 5. What is the connections between Rolex and charity? Yes, you heard it right! Rolex is a huge help to the charity in a way. The financial record reveals that Rolex has been registered under a charity that is situated in Switzerland. The Hans Wilsdorf Foundations came across in 1944. The entirety of Rolex shares has a clear and strict transfer to the foundations. There are also strict instructions given regarding running the company along. Swiss law states that a private charity doesn't need to put its charitable event on display. Now, the company likes to keep us in dark when it comes to its donations. So, we have no true confirmations if the money from these foundations goes to charity or not. Number 4. Every watch is handmade. This is one reason why Rolex watches can be so expensive. All of the watches that are branded as Rolex are handmade. They take about 1 year to produce one watch. With all this time, we can say that almost every piece used to make the product is handmade. The dedication given to the quality of the brand make it so worth the money. Every watch has gone through rigorous tests in terms of stress and pressure. This helps the brand maintain its standard. The only part that needed some robots or machines to help them out were the ones that such machines made better than any skilled human effort. All of the testings takes an immense amount of time, and that could be why a single watch takes about a year to be a final product. Number 3. The first waterproof wristwatch. Rolex was the one to build the first waterproof wristwatch. This happened in the year 1926. The Rolex Oyster is the first water and dust-proof wristwatch to be ever created. You can say that this watch is the ancestor of all the waterproof watches out there in the world right now. When Gertrude Ederle made her second attempt to swim the English Channel, she wore the waterproof watch in her swim. The founder, Hans himself, gifted this special watch to her, and when she was pulled out, half passed out, she had the watch worn around her neck. When the watch was pulled apart, the inside of it were completely dry. Number 2. Rolex watches can survive anywhere. When the war came to an end, Rolex has a steady rise in its reputations. This happened due to a Himalayan expedition that was led by Sir Edmund Hillary. He reached the peak of Mount Everest in the year 1953. All the team's members who participated were wearing Rolex watches, and when they reached the top, the watch is still intact. Despite facing all the harsh weather conditions along with a huge rise in altitude, the watches did not break. They were strong enough to not lose a second either. In 1960, the US Navy sent a research submarine to the Mariana Trench. This area goes below 35,798 feet below the sea. Out of curiosity, a Rolex was attached to the outside of the vessel, and to everyone's surprise, the watch survived without any faults at all. The watch proved to be working amazingly even under extreme pressure. Number 1. A way to determine if a Rolex is fake. There are many out there who sells replicas of Rolex, and it is important to know if it's a fake or not. One absolute way to do that is to keep an eye on the second hand of the watch. A true Rolex runs extremely smoothly without any hitches at all. Another way to spot a true Rolex is by noticing the finished product attentively. A true Rolex would not hold any faults at all due to the number of tests they are put through. The watch is made with a lot of concentrations, and there is always a serial number at the spot where the straps connect. If you feel like anything seems fishy, it's probably a fake. This was all about a few facts regarding Rolex. Let me know about the Rolex watch you like the most down below in the comment. Now, let us go ahead with a couple of reasons as to why Rolex is such an expensive brand. Number 7. The steel. Rolex uses the 904L stainless steels to produce a classic, pretty design to go with every watch they make. Other watches uses 316L steel in their making, but this particular type of steel is much shinier than the usual kind. It is also expensive and extremely hard to make. 2003 was when this type of steel was chosen to build watches by the brand. Due to being an in-home brand, we can say that the steel is produced by the brand itself. This is what makes the entire product stands out from the rest and probably why it is a lot more expensive than the rest. Number 6. Various research facilities. The internal research and development department owned by Rolex is simply outstanding. The brand ensures that the team they have put together in this department is one of the best in their field. This lets us know that all of the scientists and researchers working in Rolex are highly skilled and hold an important positions as they research lubricants and oils that are used in the machines they own. Number 5. Handmade products. Our Rolex watches are largely handmade. Yes, Rolex does make extensive use of robots and machines, but it is for simple tasks such as filing, sorting, and cataloging. Any other task related to making the watches is all hand assembled. Number 4. Productions of gold. Rolex is the only watchmaker out there to produce its gold and use it. So this will give you the answer to why some of the gold models of watches are frequently featured on the list of the most expensive watch ever. The brand makes uses of 24 karat gold and refines it into 18 karat yellow, Everose, or even white gold. Number 3. Rich mechanization. Being one of the best watchmaking companies out there, Rolex has to use many machines that comes in forms of robots to perform some tedious task. With the high demands it has, it is inevitable to use such machines. The master supply room uses robots to perform repetitive tasks, such as carrying trays filled with parts or packaging. Number 2. Gemologists. When it comes to guaranteeing the best quality, Rolex keeps its promise. To do this, the brand requires a massive team of gemologists. These specialists interfere with the purchasing, the testings, and the setting of valuable materials such as gold and silver into the product. Not to mention, the company involves traditional jewelers to handpick materials such as diamonds and set them in the watches. This also happens with various precious stones. Number 1. Liquid testing. All Rolex watches comes with a defined impermeability. Some of the watches produced by the brands are also water resistant until 300 meters. To get some clarity on the progress of the product and to confirm its abilities, the company puts the product through a lot of testing. First, usage of pressurized tanks is involved. Then comes actual water and its pressure. Now, the Rolex Tipsy watches require a high-pressure water tank to be tested the right way. The tank has also been redeveloped by Comex in order to do this. So, this was it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, give this video a like and subscribe to our channel to receive such useful content. See you in the next video.